Have you been on a helicopter?
Never.
We're going on one.
I know.
It'll be my second ever.
When was the first?
The first one I went on was not luxurious at all. I was in the Faroe Island with my buddy John.
You went to the Faroe Islands?
Yeah, man.
When?
I've done some exploring.
That's great. Francis! Francis! Welcome back to Oops the Podcast.
All right, lots to unpack here.
I got something for you.
Please.
Julio, I don't know where you came up with that idea.
Dude, this guy was a huge turkey.
What is this, Japan? Which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I hadn't told you about it.
No, and I also just assumed you were saving it for the pod if you were going to tell me,
Yeah.
which of course you were.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Oops the Podcast. I'm Julio, here as always with Francis. How are you, my friend?
Well.
Well.
I'm well.
It. This is it. Oh, you're well.
Yeah.
Well. I am well.
I'm well. Solid.
Final podcast as a single man on the tax sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
we will see the
Final-
before and after.
Final podcast as the future Mr. Francis. I'm not even going to say her last name. I was going to make a joke, but I don't want to say her last name.
Great, love it. Fair,
I think I'm not sure if she's taking my name. I don't know if she's figured that out yet.
interesting. When I addressed her before, I made a joke.
A lot of people are making that joke.
I was discussing
Yeah.
her hitting a backhand passing shot and then hyphenating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what she might do that, but I don't know. A lot of people are making the joke and saying, oh, the soon to be Mrs. Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. That weirdly feels sexist to me
Yeah.
to make that assumption.
Whatever floats your bee, dude. I feel you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting the fact that your last name and the first letter of your last name and the last letter of her last name are the same. You can actually say the two as one word in a way that's kind of funny.
Yeah, we're just going to combine names. No, we're not hyphenating. We're smushing. We're going to smush.
We're combining the names.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. So, have you ever done this? Have you ever thought you saw someone that you knew, called out to them, chased them down, and it turns out it wasn't them?
Yeah.
I did it through Friday, and it was embarrassing.
So how'd you get out of it?
I mean, it's not a hard thing to get out of.
No.
Say you look just like them. So I thought it was Hillary's maybe best friend, this girl Emily, who's a great friend of ours too. I thought I saw her in the Delta Lounge, and the lounge people are pretty just like ornery. It can be a bit of a nasty bunch. Nasty bunch. People are huffing and puffing, complaining. There's a lot of that going on, dude. So it's not, and it's the type of place where if you're raising your voice too loud, you'll start to get dirty looks sometimes, depending where you are, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's pretty quiet, and it's early in the morning. I'm waiting for my flight, and I see Emily walk by.
Huh?
And I'm starting to think, I'm like, wait a sec. I was like, oh, I guess she was going to a wedding, I think. And I was like, oh, well, maybe she would be here. And I'm like, is that Emily? And I'm like, Emily? And now everyone can see, oh, who's this guy? So now I'm following her because she's walking to the other end of the lounge. Emily, and then I'm kind of like, is this Emily? It could be. And then I get around her and it's not her. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, I thought that you were this person. You look exactly like her. She was like, oh, it's okay.
Nice.
And not normally, back in the day, as recently as 2 or 3 years ago, I would have asked if I could take a picture to send to Emily to be like, look, I found your doppelganger. Oh my God.
Oh.
But
You would do that?
I feel like that hasn't aged well. That is no longer an appropriate request.
I don't know when that was appropriate.
So I didn't even suggest it. And yeah, so it was pretty embarrassing.
So here's my question.
All right, well, I'm going to go back and sit down
Yeah.
where I was sitting.
Here's my question. Why didn't you, when you rounded and got to the other side of her and saw that she wasn't Emily, why didn't you just keep walking? And maybe even keep yelling in front of you, Emily?
I got her attention by saying Emily. So
she knew you were talking to her.
Yeah. Emily, as I rounded the corner to look at her, I got her attention by saying Emily.
Uh-huh.
And she looked at me and was like, oh, I'm not Emily. She didn't say that, but she was like, pardon? And I think she maybe realized that I was mistaken.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah, it's no big deal. If someone did that to me and they said, Ed? And then they finally got to me and they go, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were Ed Sheeran. I would be a little bit insulted.
Really?
That's what I kind of mean. Yeah. I don't know that, but keeping it with someone who's not known and you don't know how, what I've seen also,
there's no risk.
I've also had people do this to me a lot, by the way. They tell me that I look a lot like someone they know.
What?
So many people are be like, his friends was here. Like, well, you've told us that everyone thinks you look
all
like
the
them.
time. And I think it's because there aren't that many redheaded people. And so some people think that all redheads look alike.
Uh-huh.
And
I get this too, by the way.
You do?
If that makes you feel better and make it maybe less about, I don't know. Like, yeah. And it'll be like, was that you walking 3 dogs on 85th? And I'm like, no, dude, it was not me.
But sometimes people they'll take a picture of the person that looks like me and send it to me.
Oh.
They'll do what you did or thought about doing.
Okay. Doesn't this guy look like you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a Francis in our group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, not really. Not really, you don't. Dude, it's so funny you say that because we had something like that happen to us the other day where a woman, we were playing tennis, a woman came up to us and goes, hey, how are you guys? And immediately we knew she was mistaking us for somebody. And we were like, we're good. And she goes, where are your kids? And this is so funny. Tierra goes, oh, I think you're mistaking us for somebody. And the woman didn't back down. She was like, she wasn't like, wait, you're not Ed and, Myrna? She was like, oh, well, how you been? Or something. Like she wouldn't.
Right. She wouldn't admit.
I don't think she cared that she was wrong.
Right.
Which made me wonder, like, is she just that friendly to everybody? And does she just always assume that everyone our age has children?
Right. She definitely thought.
Was she not mistaking us? Is that the way she talks to people?
No, I think she had mistaken you. And then once, yeah. And
she was doubling down?
Yeah, just trying to be like, all right, well, even if I was wrong about that, I need to act like I know these people. Because we're at the club. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a club angle to that.
Yeah. True.
Hey, how are you? I guess, see ya.
It was funny. It was very funny.
It was funny.
I love that, dude.
Dude, I was in New Orleans all weekend.
How's that?
I gotta say, man, that could be the best city.
Oh,
I love it. I forgot how much I love it. It's so unique.
Wow.
And I know they say it's a little dodgy. And I think that is correct, probably. But dude, just really special place.
What'd you do?
My shows were amazing. The second one was like one of the hottest crowds I've ever performed for.
Wow, what a feeling! What a feeling!
It was really fun, and it actually aligned really nicely with some of my jokes because there was this bachelor party in the front row who were just like the greatest group of guys.
Amazing.
Which is like my closer in the Netflix thing. I talk about that, about like sophisticated bros, and it's funny to the point where like now when I perform, people, if they're gonna like positive heckle, they'll yell out quotes from that joke usually.
Ooh. That's
usually the positive heckle I get.
Are they sort of cutting the punchlines in?
No, I don't do the joke anymore. I'm done. I retired it.
Oh, good for you.
I retired that whole set. What, should I not?
No, I'm impressed.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So
that is hard to do.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't.
You're 15, presumably the best 15 minutes of material you have.
The set isn't 15. I mean, it was like 7 or 8 minutes, I think. What finally made the.
All right.
Whatever.
Your best minutes.
Thank you.
Gone.
The ones I was excited about. And anyway, so yeah, that's the thing that people will, they'll reply to my story being like fire, you know, or they'll be like the bros were pros or whatever, which is fun. It's great. But it was great to have
you need to make some merch, dude.
I know we could.
No, you need to.
No, I know.
You've got known jokes.
I know. Yeah, I have to wrap my head around how that would work.
Put these bros are pros.
These bros are pros
on a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
People will buy it.
Right.
Make money.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, so dude, these bros, this group was so great, and it was such a unique comedy moment to be like, you guys know how I feel about this, because they did. Like most, not everybody, you know. Even when there's a crowd that's like all your people, you know, they bring a friend who doesn't know who you are, who loves to then tell you that they don't know who you are, and then will talk to you for 20 minutes, even though there's 15 people who want to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is such a poor move. Don't tell me I don't know who you are. Like, I don't know what the purpose of doing that is. I'm not offended, but then why are you monopolizing all my time?
Yeah. Wow.
Like a crazy person. Like, like there's people sitting here waiting to who message me.
Welcome to being a star.
Dude, get out of here.
You're a star.
Anyway,
it's only gonna get worse from here.
The show was amazing, and these bros were like, and it was so fun to be able to be like, you guys know how I feel about this. And be like, oh, we do. Yes, we do. And they were a really great group. And it did remind me, though, that in most situations, a bachelor party is more destructive than a bachelorette party, except for at a comedy show.
Oh.
You would rather see a bachelor party, in my opinion, at your show than a bachelorette party.
Certainly would.
For a variety of reasons, including the penis helmets. Like, there's people wearing a helmet with penis ears that have springs. And every time they move, there's pee-pees shaking around. It's very distracting, dude. It's very it's very distracting. And I don't know. So anyway, that was really fun. And yeah, so the shows were great. And
did you have a bachelorette party there too?
No, just a bachelor party. But I kind of made the point that it was superior to have a bachelor party.
Yeah.
They were really nice and cool dudes.
How much time are you doing?
Depends. I mean, dude, did I tell you this? My Seattle show, I did like 90 minutes.
What the fuck?
I know. And I don't know what happened. Like, the people in the crowd just
so ridiculous.
I know. But I only had one show. I was like, whatever. Like,
no, I'm just saying for you. I know. It's just so much time.
I know. So the crowd was just so cool. And it was during the fucking heat wave, bro. There was like, it was too hot. But I don't know. Seattle people seem pretty like durable.
Yes.
They're like outdoorsy. And like, so I was like, they don't seem to be bothered by the heat. So I'm just going to let it rip. You know what I mean? So whatever. But on these shows, I probably did 45 or 50 on the first one, and then like 55 to an hour on the second. And I don't know. I learned a couple interesting things though. So I got a room with 2 beds.
That's nice.
Instead of the king, they've opted for the 2 smaller.
Yeah.
Now there's a huge advantage to that.
Sure is.
Being, if the cleaning people don't make it to your room,
which many these days they don't,
doesn't happen for a variety of reasons, including, you know, maybe
staff shortages.
We're maybe sleeping in because we were up late doing shows.
Yep.
You come back to your room, you have another fully made bed.
You have another bed to destroy.
Another bed that's fully made. So I was like, that was a good little thing that
you can also have one bed for chilling and one bed for sleeping.
That's true too.
You could do it that way.
That's true too.
And you can eat in your chill bed
if you want,
and sleep in your clean bed.
There you go.
Yeah.
A lot of possibilities. That's great. And the second morning I wake up kind of late, like we're up late after the shows, and I walk out into the hallway and the cleaning ladies are actually right outside my door. I had the no disturbs thing on. And I go, hi. And the one woman goes, oh, I'm mucha sleepy. And I don't know why I felt the need to like explain myself. I was like, oh yeah, I just woke up.
You said that?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like,
oh, I thought you were going to be like, oh, no, I'm a comedian who works late. And
oh God. Yeah, you're right. Thank God I didn't do that. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Did you like comedy?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's funny. Danny, who opened for me, Danny Palmer, told me he loves to tell people that he's a comedian. You know, because he's like, dude, it's cool. Like doing comedy. Like, of course I want to tell people like So like apparently he has a good relationship with the lady at his like dry cleaning place or whatever. And they talk and he's like, you know what? He's like, do you like stand-up comedy by any chance? And the woman just goes, no. She's like, no. And he's like, all right, well, no further conversation.
I guess that's that.
Really fucking bad turbulence on the flight back though, dude.
Ooh.
Which is just never fun. Like it was the type where it was like everybody was visibly startled.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was kind of like, oh God, like we're fucking doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, oh man, that whole thing I've told myself about how turbulence doesn't bring planes down isn't really applicable here because this is so violent that this sucks. Regardless of my extremely high chance of survival, this is no fun. I don't want to be part of being jerked around.
Damn, dude.
At the end of the flight, I asked the flight attendants, I'm like, scale 1 to 10, what would you call that? They were like, probably a 6. I was like,
damn.
What? I was like, what's a 10 like? They're like, it's not fun.
Dude, 10 is when people who aren't seatbelted in hit their heads on the ceiling.
Yes.
That's 10.
Yes.
When the drink cart is and like the oxygen masks drop down.
Yes.
You've seen clips of
The
it.
things pop open.
Everyone's praying.
Yeah.
You know, that.
That's and I was like, well, what do you do during that? She's like, I mean, you know you're gonna be fine, but you definitely like talk to God a little.
Wow.
And I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Wow. How long did it last?
It was pretty consistent, but like the like where it feels like we're on a roller coaster lasted probably 90 seconds.
Okay.
Just kind of a long time.
Yeah.
All things considered. I was like holding on. The guy next to me too was like,
yeah.
And Danny loves to talk about this because I think he like used to be scared of flying. So he's like learned that like all the facts so that he doesn't have to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
He happened to ask the pilot on the way out. He's like, how was that? And the pilot was like, yeah, moderate chop. And Danny was like, what?
Well, they've seen some stuff.
So dude, we have a friend who's a pilot and we ask him, I told that story on the pod once, how he was explaining to me how we have nothing to worry about. And then he fell asleep in the middle of the sentence. I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like we had been drinking, but dude, mid-sentence just fell asleep. I was like, are you serious? He said, we're like, what's the worst you've ever seen? He's like, dude, one flight, the turbulence was so bad, every single person on the flight threw up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. The whole plane just smells at that point.
And he goes, it was the great storm of 2016.
Oh
like it was a specific.
God, dude. Now, does the pilot, has he ever thrown up?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I need to ask.
I'm very curious
Probably.
about that.
I assume he must.
Are pilots just immune to it?
I don't know. But it made me think that I wanna, like, you ever see the movie The Right Stuff?
I've read the book.
Okay, so they show the training.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me want to like do the astronaut training.
Should we become pilots?
I want to become as durable as possible.
Yeah.
I want to be able to sleep sitting upright. I want to be able to handle jerkage.
You need to learn how to do the G's, the G forces.
I want to be able to like beep beep beep. We're losing. Like, we're going up. We're losing oxygen.
Yeah.
And like the Tom Cruise like.
There is some kind of technique for staying conscious while you're in one of those whatever they're called. What's the name of the machine that?
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, a centrifuge. Is it? No.
It is a centrifuge that's propelling it, right?
Yeah, but
that's not what it's called.
I don't know that that's... Well, a centrifuge is really, I think, a spinning device that mimics gravity as a result of how fast it's spinning.
Is the gravitron?
There's definitely...
Have you ever been on the gravitron?
Oh, at the carnival?
Yeah.
Where there's, you'd get on, you'd be like, oh my God, this is scary. And then you look across and there's like a 9-year-old upside down.
Yeah.
And it's like his 9th time doing it that day. And you're like, all right, we get it, kid. Your parents don't love you. There's no oversight over your life.
And you just puke Sour Punch straws all over everyone. Like, oh God. This sucks.
Funnel cake.
This sucks.
Okay. Yeah. Damn.
Okay, so dude, I was thinking this too. I was
really quick.
Sorry, go ahead.
Have you been on a helicopter?
Never.
We're going on one.
I know.
It'll be my second ever.
When was the first?
The first was neither the first one I went on was not luxurious at all.
What were you doing?
I was in the Faroe Islands with my buddy John.
You went to the Faroe Islands?
Yeah, man.
When?
I've done some exploring.
That's great. Francis. When did you go to the Faroe Islands though?
We went probably 2016.
Sick, dude.
15 maybe.
Cool.
So we were going on a Euro trip with we used to do a Euro trip kind of every summer to like Croatia and some really fun place just to party and stuff. My buddies and me and my one friend who really does like to combine sort of partying with also some adventuring.
I think I know who it is. Right?
You may have met him. No, okay. John.
Oh, okay.
He's coming to the wedding.
Amazing.
Great guy. Great. He's a listener of the pod.
Love it.
One of the most beloved people.
John,
awesome,
you're the man. John.
John. John's the man. So he had said to me, any interest in coming on a sort of adventure portion of the trip before we go meet everyone we were going to Montenegro.
Sick.
And that's where we met them, and then we went from Montenegro up through Bosnia and into Croatia.
Cool.
And then they went on to Serbia, and I skipped Serbia.
Yes.
But he said, I've been really keen to go to the Faroe Islands. Sick. I've seen some amazing photos, National Geographic stuff, the waterfalls. Would you want to go? And I said, absolutely. So we flew from New York to Reykjavik, Iceland, spent the night in some like hostel, and then we flew in the next morning over to the Faroe Islands.
Cool.
And this is how small the Faroe Islands are. I think they're a protectorate of Denmark.
Correct.
Good. Man, you can't teach that guy anything.
You certainly can, but I do know that.
I don't think I can teach you anything about geography. But dude, no joke. We flew a commercial flight. I mean, it was Iceland Air or whatever. Mm-hmm. The Prime Minister of the Faroe Islands was on our flight.
No way. That's crazy.
Like the leader of the country was sitting in like, he had an emergency exit row.
That's crazy.
Wasn't, there was no first class, I don't think.
I love that.
And at the end of the flight, everyone let him get off first and applauded for him.
Oh, wow.
And then he had a fucking motorcade waiting for him. Not a motorcade, he had a black SUV or something.
Very cool.
Waiting for him on the tarmac. And the rest of us walked into the terminal and then went on our way. But why am I telling this story?
A helicopter.
Oh yeah. So we had rented a cabin. I mean, there really weren't many Airbnb options on the whole archipelago of the Faroe Islands. And you drive around, but it's not that easy to get around because these islands, they're so extreme. They're basically like big volcanic looking points.
Totally.
And the roads, it must have been hell to build roads and infrastructure.
How are the roads though?
Fine. Yeah. Narrow.
Okay.
And especially narrow when you go into the tunnels.
Yeah.
The tunnels, if there's another car coming your way, you have to stop and inch by each other.
Wow.
And the tunnels bore through the big mountains, the mountainous islands. So there's a lot of them. And we went to one place, spent like 2 nights in a cabin there, did some hiking. It was really peaceful and really stunning, but pretty quiet. I don't remember us having a lot to do.
Yeah.
But we were just there to kind of hike. And then on the last day, second to last day, we took a boat out to the most extreme island, which was like the last island that had a very famous lighthouse on it. Mm-hmm. And there's a big cliff walk that you do out to the lighthouse, which is that was like one of the big attractions.
And that's sort of like an Instagrammable.
It's on their postcards.
Yeah.
And so we had rented the only Airbnb that we could find on that island, which was like a very small little cabin. And there was one, store that had some candy bars and some food, cups of coffee. But, a town of 60 people, all of whom were, I think, goat herders.
Wow.
All the houses had grass roofs.
No way. What's the reasoning for that?
Kind of looked like the Shire.
Is there like
I think it's insulation. I think it's like one of the oldest.
The heat, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of the oldest grass roofed villages in the world.
Wow. The Shire, dude.
Yeah, and we walked out to the cliff. I mean, it's cold, it's windy. There's some slippery hand railings, things that you got to kind of navigate, and you're hiking along the spine of this thing. And if you peek over the back, I mean, it's
steep.
300, 400 feet
Damn, that's sick.
to rocks below. But it's also one of the biggest puffin breeding grounds.
Cool.
So there's tons of puffins, and puffins are awesome.
They're cute, yeah.
Puffins are really cool.
They're super cute.
So we hiked all the way out to the lighthouse. That was cool. But dude, the other thing that's interesting is that if you peer down, so on one edge, it's like the sheer spine off, and the spine, and then the rest, it's still, even the side that you're hiking on, this long, narrow pathway that's been cut into this. You could start rolling down, and if you didn't have a way to stop yourself, you would roll off a cliff on that side.
Jeez.
And if you get close to the edge of that side, and if you look over, there are sheep carcasses dashed upon the rocks below from when sheep start fighting with each other and like butt heads and they get locked in combat and just tumble off and
Fall
die.
off, damn.
It happens all the time.
Jesus.
So we went out, we came back, and we spent one night there, and we had brought, some yogurts, some fucking protein bars for dinner. And we wake up the next morning and we find out that the boat, which was going to take us back, could not come to collect us because the seas were too rough.
So was the sea rough getting there to begin
Not
with?
bad.
Okay.
Not bad. Pitching, but not splashing.
Okay.
So sure enough, the one boat that would come to get us is dust. So now we're like, oh fuck. So somehow we get in touch with the Airbnb owner. We're like, yeah, we can't leave. And she's like, oh, no problem. I didn't have anyone scheduled for the next 4 months. Stay as long as you want.
Oh my God.
And we're like, well, we don't have any more food, and we didn't have any more cash, and there was no ATM, and the store didn't take credit cards. And so all of a sudden we're like, well, we don't have food. And we go to the store. The woman was like, don't worry. Just gave us some pie that she'd made.
You love pie.
Yeah, it was kind of awesome. But that was all we had. And then we went back into the house. We found a pantry that had some old pasta boxes in it. We cooked some pasta. We were all right. Oh, and then there was this other 2 girls that were from Russia, and they spoke pretty good English. And they were staying at at some other place, like I don't know where. And they came over to our Airbnb, and we talked about like Russian politics.
Fun.
Played cards and drank like vodka neat from the pantry. It was really fun. And then the next day, the boat got canceled again. We'd already missed our flight to Montenegro because it was that tight. And so this time, apparently what happens in the Faroe Islands is that the Coast Guard subsidizes air travel via helicopter for moments like this where there's someone on an island who gets stranded, and they'll say, okay, we'll let you pay $30 to take a helicopter flight on a Coast Guard helicopter.
Oh, wow.
Back to where you need to go. It helps keep our pilots sharp.
Wow.
We'll run it as like a training exercise.
That's
we'll
so smart.
And so we were like, thank God.
Getting airlifted.
Like, we don't have any money. We don't have any food. We're trying to meet our friends on their trip. Yeah. And dude, this helicopter lands. We like walk, duck our heads, get on, and we're packed in. It's not a comfortable helicopter. It's like we're strapped in next to like rescue equipment.
Yeah.
Sitting on a hard bench.
Oh, cool, man.
And the Russians were on it with us, and then this like other couple that had been stuck because the island knew we were out there.
Yes.
And knew that we had needed to come back on the boat, and since that wasn't happening, it's like if it's 2 days have gone by, we got to come get these people. And so
gotta love good governance.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
And they picked us up, dude. And man, I'll tell you, the helicopter pilot, he was wearing like aviators, a helmet on with a mouthpiece. He had a co-pilot. He was fucking cool. He was a Terminator.
He's cool.
You know, and we took this helicopter and we rode along the islands. I mean, you know, banking down over the rough sea and back to the airport of the Faroe Islands. It was like one of the coolest experiences for $30.
That's sick, man.
One of the coolest experiences in my life.
Yeah, I've never flown a helicopter. That's super fun though.
They're cool, man.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude, super sick.
Bill Burr has a great bit about it because he got his helicopter license.
Oh, really? What does he
He's
say?
like, it's the ultimate, go vehicle. Zombie apocalypse. Like, I know that having a helicopter license, I can get out. I can get to places that other people can't. Yeah.
But as Ryan pointed out to us last time we talked about this, if you're in the air during a natural disaster, the zombies might take out the tower, dude.
Yeah, they might.
Mayday, mayday. And you just hear,
yeah, fine. But if the zombie apocalypse happens, I don't know that I'm trusting whoever's in the tower anyway.
Yeah, fine.
I'm just
he might have
going.
just been bitten.
I'm going to a yacht out at sea that has a helicopter landing pad, tons of extra food, fucking jacuzzi.
Nice. Dude, if you guys like zombie movies, Train to Busan. I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Super good.
I've heard of that.
It's really good. It's a Korean movie, I
Okay.
believe.
Sick.
I'm not positive, but yeah, it's super, super good. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be badass. Faroe Islands. Love that for you.
Love that.
It's sick.
Yeah.
Super fun. But dude, yeah, New Orleans, man, such a good time. It's great to be back down there.
Boy, that took me a long time to tell that helicopter story.
It was a good story. I took Danny on all these like things that he like wouldn't have wanted. He wouldn't normally have done. Like we went to a national parkage. I've now been to all of the sites in Louisiana, which I'm proud of.
Holy shit!
There aren't that many, but I've been to all of them.
How many?
I think 5 total.
Wow.
We can double check. It's a little confusing because one of them is also in Mississippi. And then there's like the 4 ones that are just in Louisiana, whatever. So I took Danny on this like trail, and it was like a trail where it's like it's in the swamp, but you're walking on a wooden platform, and we're walking around, and I started to feel like Danny was my son. He's like, "Is this safe, dude?" I'm like, "Yes." What do you mean? Is it safe? Like, there's park rangers, there's signs. Like, he's like, "I don't think this is safe, dude." And then we see a giant spider, and he jumped behind me as if like, Dad, look at this spider. I'm like, dude, but we did see this giant. He goes, "That's poisonous, man." I'm like, "How do you know, man? Are you like a zoologist?" He's like, "No, it's black and yellow, dude. Black and yellow." And he told some rhyme. Black and yellow is a bad fellow or something. He wasn't that. And then we encounter.
Could have been that.
We walk back to the car and we encounter one of the rangers, and we're like, "Oh, we just saw a huge spider. Like, can you tell us about it?" And I show him, and I don't even do the thing that your friend would have done, which is, "Are these even poisonous?" I just didn't say anything. I let Danny, I was like, whatever. And Danny goes, "They're poisonous, right?" And the guy goes, "No, they're not poisonous at all. They're not even, actually, in fact, they don't do anything. They don't even bite."
In fact, they eat poisonous spiders, make the world safer.
Yeah, he goes, "And the thing that's good about the big ones," he goes, "you can see where they are. It's not like the little ones that come and jump on you." And Danny was like, "All right, dude, we gotta get out of here." But yeah, drove all around. And it's just really, it's one of those cities, dude, where like, it's the most out of America you'll ever feel in America.
Sure.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Have you never been there?
I've never been.
Dude, man, what a time. I think you would really like it.
What's so great? Is it the music? Is it the food?
Dude, all that stuff's great. And the culture.
Gumbo? Do you have some gumbo?
Oh, yeah.
Jambalaya?
I don't think I had that this time. But I had a bunch of stuff. I mean, dude, all these award-winning restaurants. Shout out to some of the listeners who were sending me like James Beard Award winner, like dozens of them.
That's fun, man. That's really fun. That's something I'm embraced about going on the road now.
Dude, the architecture, man, too.
I'm gonna spend more money and go to good restaurants.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Like and
it's not hard because a lot of the time you're just going like one of you or maybe two, sit at the bar at 5 o'clock because you got to go before your show. And it's like, yeah, we can get you into the nicest restaurant in town.
Totally, man. Totally. But dude, yeah, the architecture of the French Quarter, all the different, even the other areas too. Like, it's really unique and special. It's like really fucking sick. I loved it. I love being down there. It had been a while since I'd been. And I have a specific joke about going to New Orleans in 2012, I think, and taking a tour bus. And it's a joke that's like, it's a good joke, but I don't like to just squeeze it into a set. It's a little like long-winded and it's it's funny, but it's just kind of like, it's pointless sort of.
Okay.
This was a funny experience on a tour bus, but it's fun to have a regional bit that will really fucking work somewhere.
100%.
So I was able to do that, and that was fun. But I very much agree with you. Like I'm very happy to like spend more money to make my time better. Like, you know, I had to valet the car and I rented a car. I didn't need to do those things, but like it makes it so much more fun. And the other thing to remember, spending money, like say I go on a trip like this, and the shows were much better than I thought they were going to be. Just as far as what the ticket sales were on Tuesday versus Friday, it was like night and day difference.
Oh, that's great.
Which
feeling.
is fucking dope. But before I knew that, I was kind of like, all right, even if I don't make money on this, like it's okay. Like netting out at zero is still better than not going. Like spending money, there's value to spending money.
There is, but going home with zero
would suck.
Doesn't feel great.
Agreed. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Okay,
but
great.
if it were to have happened,
yeah,
I would have accepted it and been fine and been fine with the fact because, okay, I've committed to doing this, whatever. But, and plus I'm not willing to make sacrifices on the type of trip I want to have.
Right.
So I would actually rather lose money and have fun than go and be like, all right, well, and be on a budget. Like I'm not going to New Orleans to be on a budget, dude.
Right.
I'm not going to live long enough to do that.
I agree with that. I used to go to Mohegan Sun, do the shows in the casinos.
Yeah.
And you're there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leave Sunday morning. And we would gamble. And there were times where I would go home with nothing.
Because of losing and gambling?
And I'm not even losing a ton. It's just like I wasn't making that much money.
That happened to me one time.
And it's like, I can't, that happened one time. The first time we went, we actually made money gambling. And then the next time, which was a couple years later, we lost. And going home, the drive home from Mohegan Sun, having lost and spent
the money from the show,
all the money I made for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, not only am I never going to do that again, I don't ever want to play
a
casino again.
That's different though. That's like, agreed. That's dark and sucks. And like, when I remember I went to Vegas and I opened for Bill Dawes for 10 nights.
Wow.
Something like, no, maybe it was 6 or 7 nights, 14 shows or something. It was like a lot of comedy in a lot of Vegas. And going into that, I was like, I'm going to gamble. And if I lose half of the money I make gambling, that's okay. So like set that precedent, whatever. That ended up happening. All good. Ever like as of this moment, and I gambled in New Orleans a little bit, I will never again gamble an amount of money that if I lose it in 10 seconds, I'll be upset about. I lost $37 gambling in an instant. I sat down with 50, hated blackjacks. That's why the number was odd. And then I had like $7 or $8 of chips left, or $12 of chips or whatever. I gave the guy a couple, and then I was like, I'm cashing these out to tip the valet guys. I'm done. That's it.
Wow.
Lost $50 in like 5 minutes, whatever, $37.
Yeah.
And I felt fine about it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so like if I'm going to New Orleans, I don't think I'm going to make money, and I've booked a car, and because I have the car now, I have to valet because it's hard to park, and this or that, whatever. I would never be like, I should cancel the car. I'd rather just still go and have,
of course,
and do the thing I want to do.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And plus, okay, so think about these different things you're spending money on, right? Like flights, rental car, hotel. If all those, like you're spending money with your credit card, you're doing it through companies that you always use, like you accumulate other things that allow you to then to do things for free in the future, in theory.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I use these justifications too.
Yeah. But it is true. It's better than just spending money.
It's better than nothing.
And nothing else happening.
Yeah.
It is something that does accrue and accumulate over time. And dude, I have not paid for a flight to go to one of my shows in probably 2 years because I just use miles every single time.
That's amazing.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, all the shows that I have had this year have all been miles.
Wow.
Miles bookings.
That is really good.
Whatever.
I want to ask you this.
Please.
What is your Louisiana purchase?
My best and biggest.
The thing you've bought in your life that you got at the best steal.
NFT world, dude. By far. Which today, dude, you want to know how much they cost? Almost nothing. I bought and sold it both at the exactly right time.
Wow.
And that was my thing, because right now, as of today, they are worth
$0.
No, they are worth $700 each.
And what were they worth at the top?
At the top, 50,000.
And that's what you sold them for?
No, I think no less, but I showed you the amount. But it was very solid.
A lot more than 700.
Yeah, many times over. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought it. I mean, I don't know. I must have bought it for like $4,000, and then sold it for.
Okay,
so that's my Louisiana purchase.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think when I say Louisiana purchase, right? So it's something that you bought that you still own and get a ton of use and value out of.
Okay.
You know.
Do
you have one of those?
The answers are like obvious things. My cell phone. Can it not be things that everybody has?
No, because I think it's okay. The French sold us Louisiana for nothing.
I think it was
nothing, next to nothing.
$7.5 million.
I mean, it was I don't know what the number was.
15 million.
15 million. Very good from you.
Thank you.
And that was a joke, right? That was a complete joke that we acquired all this land for nothing.
1809. Fuck.
When was it? 1803. And it's historically like the best purchase we've ever made as a country, but that's because Louisiana is a state to this day, right? We didn't then sell Louisiana back to France for some crazy profit. So I'm wondering if you have something in your life that you've bought, that you got at a deal that turned out to be a massive, massive win for you.
Hillary? I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know if I have one. I might not have one.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know if I have one. Chris, do you have one?
Not anything that I've like gotten at a deal, I don't think. It's hard to like think of things.
It can be something that you think you paid a decent price for and you just the value you've gotten from it has far outweighed. I mean, our apartment would be our Louisiana purchase.
Oh, yeah, I guess ours too then.
Our apartment, the COVID deal we got for our apartment.
I would say
but you have to you don't get to keep it, yeah.
I would say my computers. I have two.
You built them, right?
I built one and then I bought a juiced out MacBook and it's infinitely returned itself.
That's cool.
Not struggling to do anything I needed to.
I love that.
That's sick.
You got a Louisiana purchase, Ryan?
It's a small one, but I've had it forever. I had this one T-shirt that I was looking through my Facebook, and there's a screen grab of me on Skype with my buddy, and I'm wearing it, and I still wear it all the time, and that was over 13 years ago.
Wow.
Oh my God,
and
dude.
it looks nice because it's been aged.
Nice, dude.
That's cool.
And that's cool to me. I love
That's
having
sick.
that, and I try my best to. I want to preserve that as long as possible.
Yeah, that
it's
is
just a
cool.
regular. It's just a regular
I
shirt.
dig that.
Well, yeah.
I've got a shirt I was wearing in that announcement video for the Barstool thing.
Oh yeah. That's
my NBA Finals Boston Celtics 2008
sick.
shirt.
Sick.
2008 that I still wear. That's an heirloom right there.
That's sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's solid. Speaking of which, any chance any of you guys have like a computer that you literally will never use again? Yeah. That I can borrow? I need to like this is we can talk off the show. I realized this morning I need that.
Love that.
I need to borrow that from someone, and I'm figuring out if I ask enough people, I'll be able to figure it out. Because I have that at my house. Like if somebody was like, "Do you have a computer that like you don't use at all?" But like did not meaning that they would do something bad to it. Just like because like if they need it at all, I can't justify taking it, borrowing it. You know, what I mean?
Right.
I just need to like dump footage while I'm traveling, onto a hard drive, and I don't want to bring the computer I edit with. Well, that's the most boring segment of the entire podcast.
We might need to cut
400 episodes.
We might need to.
We might need to cut that. That's how unimportant that is. Okay. Final realization from my New Orleans weekend. I was in one of the lounges, and they have the soda machine where you can pick which soda, and then not only can you pick the soda, but you can pick any flavor, including flavors that don't exist. Okay, Coca-Cola, pineapple, like, you know, the movie theater soda machine?
Mm-hmm.
And truly, like, not that I drink soda to begin with, But I remember that situation being created is what ruined soda for me.
Oh yeah.
I don't need 700 choices of soda.
No, I hear you on that. Yes.
There's every flavor of every soda: cherry vanilla, pineapple, orange. Of like
stupid.
It doesn't. Those things don't exist.
They don't need that.
Why does this one vessel possess all these options that didn't exist previously?
Stupid.
Silly. It's silly.
I got a facial.
How was it? Oh, I heard you were going to do that.
It was really nice.
You look nice.
But, they do the extractions.
Of like blackheads and shit? Yeah.
That's painful.
Was she just squeezing?
Yeah.
It's also funny too because they're right up in your shit.
Yeah, it makes your eyes water. Have I told you that one of my favorite things to make someone do that you could make the loser of a fantasy football team or like a loser of a bet do is the next time that they go to get their teeth cleaned by their dentist, they have to maintain eye contact with the person cleaning their teeth the entire time.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, it's funny. That was like that. We talked about that earlier on, like just not in that context, but in general. And the amount of dentists and like dental hygienists that message us asking that we please never do that. Because it was pretty shocking and hilarious.
I got this facial, and it was really nice. It's very soothing, but I will say that the world of high-end skincare is one of the most expensive things. I mean, there's no ceiling as far as I can tell to what you could spend on creams.
There's a lot of products,
washes.
A lot of new routines that people swear by. It's a rabbit hole for sure.
Yeah.
Why did you buy a bunch of products?
No, I didn't. I'm fine with my over-the-counter bullshit. Because I know that even by just doing that, I'm still doing more than a lot of people. And I'm not trying to compete with male models for whom their skin is an asset in their livelihood.
Okay, so I just wonder, is it like, do we as a society care about male models at all? I just wonder that.
I think we do.
I know that they notoriously make significantly less money than their female counterparts, deservedly.
Yeah, but dude, that guy on Summer House this past season.
Who is he?
I don't know what his name is. I can't remember, but he's Italian. Like they out of nowhere, they just put a guy on the show who legitimately is like the hottest dude I've ever seen. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he is. Yeah. They had really good-looking people on the show for years, including Luke Goldbranson, who has done male modeling and is a model, but he's also somewhat more of like a normal guy. And then out of nowhere, they just added a guy to the show who's like has over 1 million followers on Instagram, is doing like Armani covers and like really. It's like adding Michael Jordan to your fucking pickup game.
So you suspect that he has a very involved skincare routine?
He has to. Every aspect of his life has to be.
Does he have to? I don't know that.
Dude,
that's
an
an
assumption.
Assumption.
That's a guy who, like, it's probably even hard to shoot him for the show because of all of the stuff that he has to do to maintain himself. From a diet perspective,
right. No, that's fine. That's different.
That's
different.
Hair, skincare, all
so,
that.
Yeah, but okay, diet, exercise, that's obvious. Like
this guy is perfect.
Fine. But like diet, exercise, obviously, right? You look at him, you're like, there's that guy's body. We know for sure. We don't know about his skincare.
I bet you it's pretty good.
And
because he's getting comped all this stuff. I mean, all the top men's skincare stuff is getting sent to him, and they're like, please show yourself putting this on at night.
So he's getting paid to do,
without a doubt.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
He might be one of the biggest male models as far as I know. What's that guy's name?
Andrea Denver.
Andrea
Denver.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Andrea Denver.
He's just
yeah.
Born in Italy.
Is that his real last name?
Yeah, I think so. He's
Denver?
really well, probably not. You're right.
I'm just curious.
Is he son of John? Any relation to John?
Andrea Denver. Jan?
Salerno's his real last name.
Okay. Denver was like a fun.
He's been Denver since 2014.
Nice. Denver. Great. Excellent. Andrea Denver. All right. So the episode is wrapping up shortly, not right away, but before we wrap it up, I want to make sure that we leave enough time for the final thoughts before Francis is a spoken for man. Before he files jointly, we make it official over at the old town hall. Is your officiant physically processing all the paperwork for you, or have you already done that?
So we have to go to the county clerk's office in our town in Freeport, Maine. We're gonna file and fill out the paperwork for our certificate, and then we bring that to the wedding. And Luke marries us, and then he fills out the bottom of it, and then he'll have to send that in.
He brings it in,
and then they send us our license. Is what I've learned.
Very cool. Yeah.
That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, I was curious how you guys were doing it. I've done that before.
You've done that?
Yeah, I've done it.
Just the way I described?
Fairly. I physically brought the stuff into town to the New York City marriage, whatever.
I don't know that he'll be able to because it's going to be closed. I mean, he's only there on. We're getting married on Saturday. It's going to be closed on Sunday. And then we're leaving Maine.
It's customary to, you just have to do it within like the grace period.
90 days.
Yeah, 90 so like he can just go on Monday.
He'll have to mail it.
Why? How come?
Because he doesn't live in Maine.
Wait, but that doesn't have to.
I think he's got to send it back to the Maine.
Okay, so the people who I married got married in Florida, and I submitted everything.
Was that where their certificate was from? Or was their certificate from New York?
Okay, this is what happened. They got married twice. They got married in New York. I did all the paperwork. Then they got married for real. Like they did a small thing, and then they had a real thing.
Yeah.
And it was in Florida. So okay, interesting point. Okay, so that does make sense.
That's cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. Thoughts, dude. What's going through your head? Final thoughts. As a single man,
I feel much more relaxed today. Every day seems to be different. I have, as I've said, I don't have the movie anxiety about marriage. I don't have the Hugh Grant pacing around in some back room of the church, waiting for his buddy to come in and check on him. Be like, I don't think this is right. I'm not ready for this. That's not what I have.
Yeah.
My anxiety and fear is more like, okay, is someone going to say something during a speech that rubs someone else the wrong way?
Mm-hmm.
Is someone going to get too drunk and do something? There's always something.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to always be something where after the wedding, you're talking with people and someone says, like, could you believe what so-and-so said as the maid of honor?
That was so inappropriate.
That was so insulting to him. It's like, really?
I knew what she was going for, but she really missed the mark.
She missed the mark. Yeah. And like, a lot of that stuff goes over my head, but then you hear people talking about it, you're like, oh, I guess I should have been offended by that, or wow, that was bad. And I'm just like, where's that going to happen? What's going to be the thing
mm-hmm.
that people are whispering about?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no controlling for it,
As a young man, did you see yourself being married at a particular time?
Dude,
in a particular fashion?
This to me is like weirdly spot on.
Right. I could see that for you.
33 feels bang on to me.
Right.
I don't, I'm on like halfway through 33 as well. I would have been fine waiting till I was 35, 36 probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm certainly not, I don't think I'm too early.
Mm-hmm.
I think 30 would have been early. 20's way too early.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's different for everyone, but I feel like I've lived enough of a single life. I've had enough relationships. I've met enough people. I'm at a point in my career where it all lines up. I don't know.
Yeah.
This feels like the right time.
Dude, it's great. I'm excited for the big weekend. It's gonna be fun, you know.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
Shoot me straight.
I am, but I don't know.
Are you? What's your excitement level?
High?
What's your annoyance level? Oh, we got to go to Maine.
What? No, I don't.
There's
feel
a
that
lot.
way.
We got a lot of. Ugh.
I don't feel that way at all.
You'd be honest with me.
Like no,
you
but
can be honest with me.
I wouldn't be, but like
Three of you aren't on some group chat away from our Oops Podcast group chat, being like, Jesus Christ,
no.
5.5 hour drive. God, we're gonna have to leave at 7 a.m. to beat traffic. Oh,
No, I'm not. I don't.
can you believe how expensive the hotels are?
No.
Are we gonna have to get them a gift? Oh, does it matter how expensive the hotels were? Can we factor that into the cost of the gift? No. None of that stuff.
No.
I don't believe you guys. I think
Dude,
you got a group chat.
No, dude, we don't have a group chat.
I think you got one.
I know. I don't, dude. I don't like.
And the name of the group chat is Fuck Francis.
Fuck Francis. FF. No, I don't. I don't feel annoyed. My annoyance level is very low. I'm not. You know, I'm not annoyed. I'm excited. It's end of the summer, big party, good people who I know many of them. The boys will be in the mix. It's gonna be great, dude. Super fun sounding activities. Haven't spent a ton of time in Maine. I am nothing but looking forward to it.
Do you think we should have pushed our honeymoon off one day to have a buffer day?
Maybe,
Yeah. Part of me thinks that.
but you know, whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's really fun to drive off into the sunset, though.
That's what we're doing.
And head directly on the
Mhm.
honeymoon.
Mhm.
You're flying out that night or the next day?
The next after the night of the wedding?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, but that was the original plan, right?
No.
It wasn't.
No. Dude, we're gonna get home. We're gonna be dancing until like midnight.
No. I mean Sunday. Sorry.
Sunday we're flying.
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fun.
It is
leaving
fun.
the brunch and heading to.
That's
Africa.
right. Heading to the airport.
That's great, dude. No, I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I hear you in the sense that like your honeymoon is dynamic and requires energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, you know, adrenaline will get you on the plane. You'll sleep on the plane
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be good.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're going to be fine.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's a really solid, fun plan. It's always crazy when stuff like this finally approaches. And I feel grateful for how little anticipation I have of big events
Mhm.
because I just have so many big events happening all the time.
Yeah.
And that's such a wonderful thing. And sometimes I think, so we were at Cafe Du Monde, sort of like a place you go in New Orleans when
Cool.
you don't.
That does sound cool.
I think it's like famous and like has good coffee, supposedly. I don't know. I tried the coffee. I was like, this just tastes like coffee to me, but all right. And beignets, which I'm like, all right, I'm eating donuts now. Great. Like, whatever. It's all like, whatever. Like, I went because like the guy that was Zach, like really wanted to go. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Not shitting on it by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, we're in line with these people and they're going on a cruise and they're really excited. And it was like fun. I was happy for them. Like, yeah, we're going to the Bahamas. And I'm like, oh, wow, like amazing. And she's like, yeah, I've been looking forward to this for like 15 months. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's so nice. Like,
Mhm.
maybe, and the answer is probably the middle ground is the best, but like having so many things, going so many places, doing so many things that you're not even anticipating some of them.
Mhm.
Is that good or is that bad? I was kind of like, oh, wow. Like, is the way that I'm living my life making things less special
Oh, that's
because
an
I'm
interesting
doing
thought.
so much? But I don't think so. I would not trade the style. I like that style. I was happy for these people who were so excited to go on their cruise. I was psyched. I was like, oh, tell me about it.
Mhm.
And they were so psyched. They were so friendly. Like, I was really happy. And then I was kind of like, oh man, I hope that I remember enough of these fun details
Yeah.
and I'm not overdoing it.
I will say this. It's entirely possible that those people going on that cruise don't have enough going on in their lives to the degree that they are now going to have sky high expectations for that cruise, which will be very easy to fall short of.
But you could also say that because they aren't doing it much, if that's true, which did not appear to be the case necessarily, I don't know, it will be incredible because of that.
Yes, you could argue both sides,
Mhm.
but I think that for us, you know, knowing that our lives have been, our work has been incessant up until the very tip of the wedding.
And it's all fun work. You know, that's so nice. Like,
yeah, but it's like our jobs too, I'm saying.
Totally. And the two are very intertwined.
Yeah, our jobs have been nonstop pushing. Like, to the degree that we are looking forward to our wedding as a moment to take a break together.
Yes.
And that's nice. And I would also say that when we went to Jamaica, remember that trip?
I do.
So that trip we had to postpone a whole year due to COVID, you may recall.
As I do.
And when we postponed, we were really excited to go the first time. When we postponed it a year, our expectations for that trip, we'd been waiting for it for 15 months, whatever the hell it was.
Oh, interesting.
Were so high that I have to say that trip kind of fell short of we thought we were going to paradise. It was great, but it would never have nothing can meet the expectations of a 15-month wait.
Interesting.
If your husband went to war and was on tour for 15 months and you were missing him night and day, sitting up, looking out that window, driveway for the lights to come down, finally he returns and in your mind you're building up, oh boy, we're going to roll around in the hay. He's going to remember all my sexual vibrations. It's going to be perfect love making. Then he gets home and he's a little torn up from the war, you know, maybe he's a little shell of his former self and he's taking out some of those demons on you in the bed. It's not what you thought it was, right? It's
a vivid and
tough.
Realistic sounding picture.
That's tough.
It's not, I don't know how applicable it is to this situation.
No? Okay.
No, listen, here's why. It's such a profound moment. And there's anticipation, but it's different than like, oh, I do so much cool shit. These like pivotal moments are take precedence over all others. It's your fucking wedding. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that I didn't anticipate it that much because I've had so many things that I needed to do before, whether it be work or personal trips, whatever. But you know, it's going to be a incredible thing, but I'm excited to experience it and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I just mean like, okay, I don't know. I'm sorry if I made that confusing, but like the way that
I used a completely out of bounds analogy.
No, the way that she was looking forward to this trip for 15 months made me think that could I ever look forward to something that much? Because I will have so many things happening between that time that maybe I'll never be able to look forward to something the way that she is or something. I don't know. It's stupid.
Well, I think you will, but I think that just all it means is that you won't be looking forward to something for 15 months.
Yeah.
You'll feel that same level of excitement for 3 months.
But which is
2
good,
months.
right? They tell you, don't they say that that's good? Be present.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
And you know, because this way, if you're looking forward to things too much, you're not enjoying the current time.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So,
but I do think that looking forward is better than being distracted from the present by looking into the past.
You saying better to look forward than to
I think
look back.
anticipation is a better cousin to staying present than
right. Gloating on
either remembering fondly or dwelling upon things from the past.
Yeah, agreed. And it's just, you know, that's the tennis, the life of tennis thing.
Sure.
Whatever the fuck that book is called.
Sure is.
You know, look forward to the next point or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Lovely.
Well, sweet, bro.
Can't wait.
This is it.
See you guys on the other side. Happy days. See you at the wedding.
Single Francis
All you
signing off.
guys. Can't wait to see Chris bubbling like a brook. Just bubbling.
I believe it's
away.
babbling.
He's babbling.
Babbling like a brook.
It is babbling like a brook, but isn't bubbling fine for blubbering? Blubbering is what it is. Blubbering is a word for crying.
Oh, blubbering. Oh, I didn't know that you
blubber.
meant crying.
I meant crying.
Oh, okay.
What do you think you meant?
I don't know, but I thought he was just saying a fun phrase.
Did you think
To
I
weep
meant
noisily?
Yeah. Did you think I meant babbling and bubbling?
To eat noisily. I can't wait to see.
No, to weep.
Eat noisily.
Weep
To
noisily.
weep.
Oh, weep noisily. Oh, I think I said eat noisily. I'm like, oh man, that's fucked up.
Oh, it sounds like we need to start a group chat without Julian. We're on the same page. Could you believe he didn't understand blubbering?
That's fun, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Appreciate you guys. It's been a journey. What a time. Where can we find you on the road soon? Oh, but before we do that, Facts with Ryan. Facts with Ryan. Were they lying? Facts with Ryan.
Okay. So centrifuge, that's what it's called.
Oh, cool.
The machinery that NASA uses.
Good call.
Puffins, nickname for them. They're also known as the clowns of the sea.
Love it.
Train to Busan 2016, free on YouTube to watch. The Coca-Cola freestyle machine is what made you hate soda. It was introduced in 2009, and it produces 165 possible flavors.
What the fuck is that?
Too much.
I think what they have is just a bunch of, like, they have pineapple, cherry,
syrups,
and they have those on the side, and then they mix it with the soda. So they have more options than it really.
Disgusting.
It's a little overkill for sure.
The most expensive skincare product that I was able to find was Crème de la Mer.
Oh, yeah.
Crème de la Mer.
I know that one.
It's a moisturizer, and it costs a little over $2,500 for a 16.5 ounce tube.
Okay. That's a pretty big tube.
Our model
That's good
friend
stuff.
Denver,
That's good
his
stuff.
net worth is $1.5 million.
There you go.
Good
That's a
for
big
him.
boy.
And on average, female models make about 148 times more than men models.
Holy smokes.
Love it.
That's a lot more.
A lot of cash.
Wow. Talk about a wage gap. All right. I have Greenville and Charlotte, North Carolina. That's September 29th to the 31st. Tickets for that are at francisellis.com. Going to be talking about the honeymoon and the wedding. Lots of new material, I'm sure. Come check it out.
Yeah, October 20th, Charlotte, North Carolina. Evening Muse. Come see me perform. Bye-bye.
Where are those tickets?
My website, notjulio.com.
Lovely. Goodbye, everyone. Happy days.